Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, Friday Night Lights now has a different meaning for football games in the Brass City. Thanks for joining us on the CW20 for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Some new changes at high school football games, and players and fans in Waterbury have mixed feelings about them. Fox
61's Alexa Farrell was at the game at Municipal Stadium tonight. She talked with parents and students about the decision.
After multiple teams were arrested here at Municipal Stadium after a fight started at one of the Friday night football games, the superintendent's office, the mayor, and the police department decided to move all evening games for Waterbury Public Schools to 3:30 in the afternoon.
We feel bad for the kids.
On September 27th's game between Derby and Wilby High School, police say 6 teenagers were arrested after a fight broke out. The decision to move the games to the afternoon was made over the continuous fighting problem. Parents feel the change may not make a difference.
And honestly, if a fight's going to happen, it's going to happen at 3:30, it's going to happen at 7:30. So the kids need to just control their behavior a little bit more for the athletes.
This Friday on the field, it was Waterbury Career Academy versus Holy Cross High School. And the last time a Waterbury public school will play under the Friday Night Lights. All the games moving forward will shift to the afternoon.
I don't know that that's the answer, but it seems to be the only option explored right now.
Whether rooting for Holy Cross or Career, everyone seemed to agree that the players are the ones suffering after the change in the start time.
It's unfair to the players. Their whole schedule is now shifting.
Luz Maria Annette Rivera, a student at Waterbury Career Academy, says players are getting pulled from classes in order to make the games.
And part of the criteria to be on the team is to get good grades. And if they're missing class, they lose out on class time. They're losing knowledge, valuable knowledge that they need for their classes to get good grades.
She says it's more devastating than just this quarter's report cards.
For a lot of these kids, it's not just a game. This is their future. A lot of them have to play well and do a good job to get to schools, to get scholarships if they don't have money to pay for it.
For Rivera and the Holy Cross parents, both say the fan sections will suffer as well.
They have a great student section and now they can't. And a lot of the parents also can't come because they work and they can't get to the 3:30 games.
Overall, most people that we spoke with say that they want the games to stay at 6:30 at night and not move to the afternoon and find another solution to stopping the violence. In Waterbury, Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Alexa, thank you. We did reach out to Waterbury officials for a statement and are waiting to hear back from them. All right, time now for a first check on the weather, and the weekend is upon us.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. Rachel.
Yeah, tomorrow looks like the pick of the weekend with lots of sunshine and warmer temperatures too, climbing up around the 70-degree mark. It will be cooler and wetter on Sunday, but how wet and how dry depends on where you live, and I think that's all about location. 54 in Hartford right now. We're in the mid-60s for the New Haven area. Last night, temperatures dropped back into the 40s and even some 30s. That is not going to be the case tonight. We will see temperatures drop back into the upper 40s to low 50s, but it won't be nearly as cold. There's no patchy frost by daybreak, and right out of the gate, we're starting in the 50s, and with that beautiful sunshine, temperatures will climb into the upper 60s to low 70s as we head through the afternoon. And I think those clouds won't build in until tomorrow night, but there will be a cold front that comes through around midday tomorrow, and that will kick up the winds a little bit. So initially the winds will be out of the southwest, and then they change direction out of the northwest, and we could see gusts up around 25 miles an hour. What that will do for us is bring in those cooler temperatures for the second half of the weekend on Sunday. So Sunday looks cloudy and cooler for everybody. That's a given. But I think it's wetter in the northern half of the state compared to the southern half of the state, where most of the day may end up turning dry. There is a chance for another wave of showers or a push of showers heading into Columbus Day morning, but the rest of the day looks dry. Beyond that, get ready for an even bigger chill next week and likely our first widespread frost. We'll explain your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Bloomfield police are investigating a house fire where a man was found dead. The fire was reported on Ivory Way this afternoon. Police say the fire was contained to an upstairs bathroom, and when firefighters put the fire out, they found a man's body inside that bathroom. His name has not yet been released. There's no word yet on how the fire started either. 2 women are in the hospital tonight, one badly injured, the other recovering after a hit and run last night in Waterbury. Police are still looking for the driver who hit them. Police tell Fox 61 the women were hit while walking on Walnut Street around 8 last night. The driver first crashed into them, then 2 cars, and then took off, abandoning the car they were driving. The victims haven't been named, but police say one is 21 years old and recovering, the other 22 and in much worse shape. Police are looking for witnesses to come forward to help them figure out who hit these women. A Fox 61 exclusive now. A global church with branches here in Connecticut is being tied to incidents of harassment at shopping plazas across the state. Fox 61's Matt Caron spoke with people who interacted with them. He also spoke with the leader of the organization.
One of the most recent reports of these strange encounters was here inside the TJ Maxx along the Silas Dean Highway in Wethersfield. A woman was approached inside the store and asked to attend a women's Bible study to learn about God the Mother.
It's scary. Being a mom terrifies me.
Dee Constanti says she had multiple encounters with religious recruiters at various Connecticut shopping plazas.
I said, no, thank you, I'm not interested. And then I noticed she was like following me. The second time that it happened, it was like, I knew what it was. It was like 4 of them, really nice, casually dressed. They were all young. And I was like, nope.
Another Connecticut shopper who only wants to be identified as Catherine told Fox 61 about her interactions.
To me personally, this has been happening probably since I was 14.
Now in her 30s, Catherine says the recruiters start out polite, then turn persistent.
For each excuse that you have to sort of get away, they already have something kind of in their back pocket.
She said they typically target women in store aisles with women's related merchandise.
These tactics that they're using and what they do to sort of break down people to get them to do whatever they want, whether it's money, sometimes it's labor, they have strategies.
This is the World Mission Society Church of God.
They fly to Korea to visit the holy ground where the spiritual mother is.
A new religious movement founded in South Korea. They've expanded with branches across the globe.
Christianity is deteriorating day by day. However, the Church of God is crowded with the people wanting to study the Bible.
I visited both their buildings in Connecticut, Meriden and Middletown.
I'm Matt with the news. I just have a couple questions for him.
A member of the church put me on the phone with a man who identified himself as its leader, Overseer Robert.
Robert, hey, how you doing?
Robert told us they do approach people at shopping plazas, citing a scripture verse to go where God's people go.
What would you say to people who say you're a cult?
He rejected the label and even invited me to worship with them to learn about a new covenant.
The overseas brothers and sisters express their joy, which they've obtained from the truth of the new covenant, with bright smiles.
Following my conversation with Robert, the church members outside tried to invite a woman to worship right in front of me.
Nice to meet you, Ms. Carroll. Would you like to come even tomorrow?
According to their teachings, the founder of the World Mission Society Church of God is the second coming of Jesus in the flesh. They believe God is a woman. And on multiple dates, the church falsely predicted the end of the world. Their churches lack crosses. They consider it idolatry. And they remove all stained glass because they classify it as sun worship.
Just keep walking, just keep going, just keep moving.
Just be careful. There's lots of scary people out there.
And it's not just shopping plazas. There have been reports of religious recruiters showing up on college campuses and even going door to door. Reporting in Wethersfield, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Hearts are heavy in Bristol tonight. The police department's remembering 2 officers shot and killed in the line of duty.
Well, tomorrow marks 2 years since Sergeant Alex Hamzy and Lieutenant Dustin DeMonte were killed, and now there's a new memorial making sure those 2 heroes are never forgotten. A car door from the police cruiser Hamzy and DeMonte were driving that night now stands inside the Bristol Police Department. It's covered with signatures from community members from almost exactly 2 years ago when the 2 officers were shot and killed in in the line of duty during an ambush. There's also a picture on the wall showing the makeshift memorial outside the police department that grew when people came from all over to sign the cruiser, leaving flowers and candles and messages.
A whole bunch of mixed emotions, a lot of pride, a lot of honor, but still with a very heavy heart. They had so much love and so much caring that they were able to share with so many people, impact so many lives in such a positive way.
A private wreath-laying ceremony for the fallen officers will take place tomorrow, attended by friends and family.
Another fallen officer was honored 2 years ago when state police named one of its canines after him. And this week, the wife of that fallen officer got to meet Canine Hall. Trooper Julia Bickford, Canine Hall's handler, met with Sheila Hall, the widow of Trooper First Class Kenneth Hall. He was killed in the line of duty in 2010 while conducting a traffic stop. Canine Hall is named in his memory. State police say it was an honor for Mrs. Hall to see her husband's legacy carried on.